So he tapped that ass.
I really hope that came up on stream. Okay, it looks like we're live. Okay, cool.
Andale.
Man, if it wouldn't get like Twitch nuking the stream, I would totally play one of the radio parts from Songs of the Deaf, where it's just like this Spanish DJ just going hard for like 15 seconds at the end of I think it's No One Knows. But yeah, that's a great song.
You could
That's a
also
great
do
album,
like
actually.
the various DJs from games like Far Cry or Fallout.
I guess so. Actually, what would be a really fun one is I think there was a movie where Iggy Pop was a DJ, but I digress. Welcome everyone to another Tuesday stream.
Hey,
Here
Helion.
once again. Hello, Halian.
Well,
Oh, that's right, you're off this week. So we're back here once again, and we're doing something a little bit different today, but still very much in our wheelhouse.
anthropomorphizing Chuzos.
Wait, what?
What are those churros? Those weird like fried noodles.
A
that
churro.
people-
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna.
yeah.
I mean, I could draw like a churro cartoon character because that's very much just easy. Churros are just kind of like it's like a tube of dough, essentially, isn't it?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I've never had one. I've noticed. I've only found their existence from like a Rick and Morty piece where I was
It's-
like, "Can you make my churro alive?" Sure, Morty,
Yeah.
I can do that for you.
It's Churro
Yeah.
Chavez.
Hey, Lo. Hey,
Wait, no.
the console. Hey, Dreamcaster. Hey, Bully Snake.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
it is time for our crimes.
Yes, but
You're
As-
gonna put
as
a
for-
beret on him and some like fake medals of his battle.
no. Well, I guess if we're going off of like Che Guevara, we probably could, but I don't think Che was. I forget what nationality is. I don't know. Anyway, that's not the.
Well,
That's
no,
not,
he
okay.
he was from Argentina, but he came to Cuba during the revolution.
That actually kind of explains some things, but I digress. So today we're drawing mechs. More specifically, they're mechs that Storm has in mind for his setting. What is this one called, Storm?
The mech or the setting?
The mech.
So for the setting Shattered Throne, the mech is called a Spitfire. In this case, we're doing the Spitfire Mark 9.
Yes, and I'm mostly going to be starting with just rough thumbnail sketches and things to just kind of figure out what I want it to look like, which is really how I do most of my drawing.
Yeah,
It's just
because
thumbnails.
the only frame of reference I've ever had was some of these other mechs. Like, it kind of looks like these, and I've generated an AI picture of it once before, but like, even
Is that the one
wasn't-
that you sent me as reference?
No, I lost that AI picture back when my computer exploded about a year ago.
That'll happen.
But so it's like I've known what this mech is in my head, but since you are the artist, you're the one that actually giving it shape.
I am, yes.
So,
I'll say from my perspective, I immediately, and maybe it's just because, take a shot, Hellion. I love the tall geese, but I just imagine it's like the Leo to the tall geese, essentially.
something
So-
like that, like because of the way the mechs
Yeah.
and mech pilots in the setting are. There's knights, there's their squires, there are men-at-arms, there are yeomen,
Yeah.
etc. So this is a squire mech. Well, okay, it's either piloted by squires who are tootling under a knight, or it is piloted by commoner veterans who particularly prove themselves.
I get you. Yeah, I'm just gonna start with some rough sketches and things. Which, man, I really should count up how many sketchbooks I have, but I have so many sketchbooks that are just full of like thumbnail sketches and just rough doodles and things.
Oh yeah,
So-
me too.
So, in answer to a few questions, first Haleon says, "Oh, here we go. Crispy blows the tall geese again."
First of all, how
Bully-
dare you? Second of all,
Bullet,
Yeah.
don't be so
Bully
racist
Snake
about
asks, "Scale, how many pilots tall?" Assuming for 6 feet as an average, it is 10 pilots tall.
Yeah, it's a
this would be
60
considered a medium mech in the setting. Do any of us here like Pacific Rim? Is asked.
The first one, absolutely. I loved it. The second one I have not seen, but I will say that I feel like it kind of loses something from the bits that I have seen of it.
Doing
You know
some
what it
mental
is?
Math.
It's they don't have the same feel of weight as they do in the original. That's what it is.
Okay. Bully Snake says jazz level is or equals Pink Floyd.
Do love me some Pink
Ooh.
Floyd.
Wait, what did you
Sounds
say?
like you.
Did you say who is Pink Floyd?
No, I said I love me some Pink Floyd.
Okay, I was about to.
Andy, look at me. Why would I not know who Pink Floyd is?
I don't know. I was about to have some sort of fit.
Yep.
Bet your ass I know who Pink Floyd is.
So, I'm doing some math here because another question was asked. The mech is approximately 12.4138, continuing Danny DeVito's tall.
I would really love it if we make the universal mandate of measurement Danny DeVito related. I hereby ask all people to write into their governments and be like, we need Danny DeVito as a measurement.
Okay, so, and today I am assuming we're just going with the standard 9A as opposed to all the variants I came up with.
Yeah, I figured, it's like the same thing with Battletech, where you have the base art, and, if it's certain mechs, it's gonna obviously look different. Like, I know there's the one variant of the Blood Asp that has a Hag 40, and that would definitely look way different than the base model, but, just a based idea of just what it looks like, so...
Okay, so I am going to read one little bit of description I have here.
Okay.
The Mark 9A carries a Sledge 4 long rifle, so it's a rifle carrying mech. Think like a Zaku or a Leo.
Very grunt.
Using a Sledge 4 means it's slightly smaller than the normal rifles. Unlike the Sledge 6s that most Imperial mechs carry, which have a bayonet, the entire rifle's lower level is supplemented with a short-hafted glaive. So there's basically a blade running along the bottom of the rifle.
Okay, so it's got a really big bayonet.
Yep. Let's see. The mech should look like it's built for medium melee, but it largely tries to stay to close range. So it is a cavalry archer that, if necessary, can get up into a fist fight.
Okay. I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think one of the mechs that you sent me a picture of that I'm kind of thinking of was the Centurion.
I don't think the Centurion was in the list. It was the no, the Enforcer.
Okay. Well, that's honestly, it's not too dissimilar from the Centurion, so it's not a huge leap there. But yeah, because they're both kind of. I think the Centurion has more missile capability than the Enforcer does, but they're very similar mechs.
Yeah, the Enforcer is more laser heavy. It's like a miniature version of the Black Knight.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense then.
And then the right wrist should have a mounted gun of some kind, usually a shotgun. The left wrist has a buckler or a small shield on it.
Okay. But it still has the handheld rifle too.
Yes. So the shield is a strap-on shield, like a light shield that hangs on the wrist.
On the right or left? Did you say?
On the left.
Okay. So it'll be this side then. Okay.
And then there are going to be small armaments throughout the body.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Just maybe anti-personnel grenade launchers and things.
Yeah, flak and stuff like that.
Yeah. Do they have
specs,
head-mounted weaponry?
They can. There was a mech. Yeah, there was a mech, for example, where because its sensor suite was located in its shoulder, in the back behind its shoulder, the way the player had designed it, it meant the head was a largely hood ornament type of object. So they just installed a giant shotgun in it.
I love that.
So, and they referred to it as their head cannon. That remained a staple of the Hellcat class battle mech. Oh yeah, and then most mechs along the spine have something called a porcupine, which is basically a series of blades that will ram out if something tries to grapple them from behind.
Interesting. Not a feature I'm normally used to seeing.
You let your enemies get behind you, fool!
Now, I'm not suggesting you have to draw all of these. These are just descriptions I have written down.
Oh, no, that's fine. I'm just trying to figure out the overall design at this point, so it's not a huge thing.
Yeah. That said, it should very much look akin to, like, the Pat Labor or the, 08, Gundam, or, like, the RCX 76.
Yeah, I get you. Very, very, personally, I'd go for the EZ8, because that's my...
Yeah.
Well, second favorite. That's my second favorite Gundam. My first was Heavy Arms, but...
Yeah.
I get what you mean.
So it's not really fully a polearm, but the mech does have enough, ram power that if it lashed out and tried to stab you with the point of the rifle's glaive, it could impale something.
Hey, Elena, I just want you to know I had the same thought. I hope this shield comes with a pneumatic piston on it.
Yep. Yeah, one of the things about this setting that is sort of baked in is the idea of you see the experienced soldiers, in their mechs and their tanks and so forth, and you notice a warband of about 12 mechs. You know that 8 of those are veteran, knights and men-at-arms, and that, the commanding knight is probably 40, 50 years veteran. Probably one of the most dangerous men in the army, because he's that whole, old man in professions where men die young. But you also know that 4 of those 12 mechs probably have a gaggle of 16 to 20-year-olds in them.
Yeah,
who
they're the ones...
who will hopefully make it to be that 60-year-old badass. Many of them will probably die.
That's why you always target the veteran first, to cause chaos.
Yep. Hey, Leon says shared brain cell.
Yep. We do that a lot.
EDH. What is EDH again?
Uh...
Digiman says, I will be lurking because I am redoing the lands for my Power Rangers EDH deck.
I want to say that's some kind of Power Rangers game, considering Power Rangers...
Oh, lands. Mentioned. This is probably Magic the Gathering?
Oh, I suppose so. I've never played Magic the Gathering.
That term sounds familiar, but I can't quite remember.
You're just trying to forget your time playing Magic, aren't you? It's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, it is something to do with Magic the Gathering. It's like dual-colored lands or something.
Oh, yeah! Man, I'm too stupid to play Magic the Gathering, like...
For me, it's more like everyone that tried to get me into it, it felt like they were trying to get me into drugs. Because it was just like, the first hit's free, and then it's just like, then you're just going to get into a hole buying Magic cards.
I almost feel like that if you're going to play Magic, you have to have some level of blue in your deck to fuck over the other player.
I will take your word for it, Andy, because I've never played it in my life.
Magic the Gathering is like... I'm going to say Magic the Gathering is like the next layer of Uno, in a way.
So Digiman clarifies Elder Dragon Highlander. It's a 100-card singleton format. Mine just happens to be Proxies and Power Rangers flavored. Hippocampus says, you also have money. You also have to have money. Haleon says, never got into MTG.
Or you just do what Digi does and just make proxy cards and just have fun with it.
This is fair.
Because he's turned a bunch of my drawings into proxy cards.
Yep. I am looking at, he sent me it, the Storm Song figure from Lady Red's painting, as a Magic card. Let me read what my power is again.
Yeah. Slight
lifelink.
Slight thought here, Storm. Sorry, if you want to read it, go ahead.
Okay. Storm Song, Pony Extraordinaire. Flying, lifelink, legendary creature Pegasus. Whenever you cast a Pegasus, Unicorn, or Horse creature spell, copy it. The copy becomes a token. Other Pegasi, Unicorn, and Horses you control get +1/+1. It is a 2-4 card. Yay! 2 normal.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Have you ever seen the Picnic Face Super Bingo video?
Yes.
Pegasus! Pegasus! It's like, oh god, it laid eggs! Also, the thought I had is like giving it like a handheld weapon, but it's almost like how it is on, say, like the Battle Master or something, where it's handheld, but it's also like hard pointed onto the mech like a gun pod.
Yeah. I will be right back, gentlemen. I must use the potty.
I will say I have been thinking of a lot of mech stuff lately, but it's been more smaller in scale because I'm trying to design power armor suits for my setting. Because I don't actually really have mechs in my setting, actually. Not like piloted mechs and not ones that are currently in use by anyone. It's more because they had autonomous drone mechs, but then they decided to, get rid of all the artificial intelligence over a certain intelligence because of the massive war they had that nearly wiped out mankind. But I originally did want to put drone mechs in there, but I kind of thought it kind of overlapped with that idea, so it's more going to be like a background thing / Relics of a Forgotten War, which, if you've played RimWorld, you know how that goes. Yeah, I know, Haley, that doesn't sound like me at all. It's not like I have sketchbooks full of both. It's not like I've sent you how many pictures? I do like my giant robots. You know, you're right. It does kind of look like a Commando mixed with a Leo. Maybe a bit more knightly, too, but... Commando's a solid mech. I'm more partial to assault mechs than lighter ones, but I'm also never played tabletop, so I might be putting my own foot in my mouth, because apparently you want more mobility in tabletop. I do like my chunky mechs, and actually I've come to more appreciate chunkier power armor than the more form-fitting stuff as I've gotten older. Because the form-fitting stuff is just more like it lacks like the power part of the power armor. I'm just talking about how I like the chunkier power armor versus the more slim stuff. I mean, I love Halo and Mjolnir armor, don't get me wrong, but I quite enjoy the more bulky stuff as well.
Mm-hmm. I like the bulkier side of the Halo armor, so like if most Spartans were dressed like George.
Have you seen the Halo Legends at all?
I may. No, I don't think I've actually watched it. I've seen clips.
Okay, well, there's the one where it's a prototype suit that is basically it's like Starship Troopers, like a battle suit.
Yeah.
Complete with like jetpack and machine gun arm and stuff, and it's like I like that sort of thing. Like it's still bulky. It's bulky, but it still has some. It can still move.
Yeah.
I mean, this is definitely on the more bigger end of things, but one of my favorite suits is the Glitter Boy from Rifts.
Okay.
Which is a 10-foot tall, chrome-plated power armor suit with a railgun that is so powerful the suit has to anchor itself into the ground with pylons.
Mm-hmm.
And I had so much fun using that in Rifts, I almost knocked over an air control tower on myself, but it was pretty great. If you look up Rifts, chances are you'll probably see a Glitter Boy very soon, because it's kind of one of the poster children of the setting. Yes, Haley, and I know, I'm a broken record.
Starship Troopers maybe from the early 2000s.
Yep, I did actually know that.
They reused the armor empower. Yes, I was aware of that.
It's also in Serenity, apparently. That armor's gotten around.
There's a lot of props and like sets that get used like that. There was an entire lot in Los Angeles called Studio Hell. And it was literally just... The inside was a soundstage made to look like different environments, and you would know them if you watched any sci-fi from the late 80s, early 90s.
I'll be honest, that sounds like a really awesome place to go tour.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like Next Generation, parts of DS9,
Sweet.
Babylon 5, several Sci-Fi Channel movies. Um, or not
You
Studio
know,
Hell, it was Planet Hell, was what they called it.
that is an awesome like parody version of Planet Hollywood that needs to be made.
There you go.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So I had a thought about Star Trek Next Generation computers and things,
Hmm.
but you know, I was thinking of like cassette futurism and things just in regards to my setting because I'm kind of leaning into that a lot. But I also want like more, I guess, advanced technologies for certain parts of the setting. And I was like thinking like, how can I still have it feel like cassette futurism while being feeling more advanced? And I thought of like the computers you see in Deep Space Nine, and maybe this is just a me thought, but they have that like early 2000s tech look to them. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
if you Google electronics from like the early 2000s, they have a specific sort of look to them.
yeah.
Like, I think that might be an interesting way of going about showing advanced computers in a cassette futuristic setting. You know,
Mhm.
because you could always do like the flat screen and stuff, but at a certain point, it just starts looking a bit too modern and clean. I guess maybe that's just a
Yeah.
me thought, but
Potentially, I mean. Um, yeah, I was actually thinking about that last night because I've been watching through Space Pirate Captain Harlock. And first of all, if you're playing in a space opera game, there is no reason that you don't dress like that. Secondly,
I just
um,
assumed that's what you were dressed up as the DM for our game.
exactly. But I had been thinking about analog style or like old, 60s, 70s, where it's like rather than digital stuff, hey, Leon knows what's up. Um, Rather than digital stuff, you're still seeing like analog, like meters and such, like you would see in old industrial factories and stuff like that. And my brain started thinking that might be uh, kind of a byproduct of two thoughts. One is that you have alchemic systems in place that basically allow the ship to do stuff without a digital interface.
Mm-hmm.
With the idea being that ships go through a lot of wacky fields of different kinds. So the thought was, what if ships were more analog because the really high-end technology has a habit of just crapping out if you're not
I,
careful.
Honestly, I think that's not a bad way to go about it. Um, because when you look at a lot of military equipment, which is meant to be used in very
Rough and
harsh
rugged
environments,
situations.
it's very rugged, very you know, it's not like the fancy digital stuff. It's very much like meant to take a beating. And I would
Yeah.
imagine and I mean, I've honestly kind of had the same thoughts for my own setting as you, but it's like I'd imagine for like if you're a colonist out in the middle of nowhere, and you know that if your machine breaks, you're not going to be getting a replacement anytime soon. Like
Yeah.
having something that's more robust that you could just literally like take apart a computer and manhandle it like a car. That's not a bad way to go about things. I mean,
Yeah.
I
So like there are systems that invariably have to be advanced stuff. And they try to make it as rugged as possible, but they accept that as much as possible, simpler is better.
yeah, like
Yeah. It's also why most Imperial ships in the setting have three jump cores on them, with the intent that they're going to rotate their use so they don't just break.
oh, I thought they were just trying to summon Sejuk. You know what's a really fun movie that if you like pay attention to the background details, you get a lot of that is Prospect,
Mhm.
which that is a fantastic sci-fi movie if you haven't seen it. Pedro Pascal's kind of like the star in it. It's actually based off of a short film that someone made, but it's a really fun sci-fi movie to watch. Basically, it's this dad and his daughter go to this essentially like a jungle death world to harvest this one alien creature because it's worth its weight. It's worth more than its weight in gold, and it just kind of turns into like a gold rush western story, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
I think I've seen clips from that.
It's very possible. Like I said, it's based off of a short movie, So you may have honestly even seen that, but I definitely recommend that as a watch if you love like a good sci-fi movie.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of goes in the same vein as like Outland, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
That's another great one. I loved watching that. That was a fun movie. I can also really see the Space Station 13 connection after watching it.
Helion wants a starship with a stick shift and clutch in my setting.
I mean, I'm there for it. I feel like more starships need fun levers to pull. Like screw all the like fancy like touchscreen controls and stuff. Give me a starship where there's like toggles and switches all over the place, and the thruster to make it go is just this lever that you just crank back like you're pulling a gear shifter on a car.
Like, so I have to admit, there is a sore temptation. There is a sore temptation, and I haven't quite taken the courage yet to do it myself. But, like, there was a part of me that really wanted for my game, for your character, like, a few feet in front of her seat, her captain's seat, to have the scope that you pull down so you can, like, look ahead.
I would love that.
Like, the ship has to follow as many World War II ship tropes as possible.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, lean into that shit, because that makes it fun. It's like, there's certain things that I need to, like, be more conscious of leaning into with my own setting, where I'm just like, why am I doing this? Oh, because it's fun. Like...
Periscope. Sorry, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you,
it.
Alien.
Oh, see, that would be great. You just have, like, I have a periscope to pull down as the captain. I would love that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that actually brings up a really good point. It's one that I was kind of thinking of, where it's like, you know, I feel like too much sci-fi stuff gets more caught up in the science part than the fiction part these days.
Mm-hmm.
And people forget you're supposed to have fun with it.
Well, and maybe that has to do with the difference between hard sci-fi, soft sci-fi, space opera, blah, 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 blah.
I mean, I'm not saying hard sci-fi isn't something you can do and have fun with, because I love The Expanse, but just...
It's the problem with everyone thinking it all needs to be hard sci-fi. In the same way that everything needs to be... there are space depth charges in the setting, so part of the idea, there are called sub-ether ships that are able to slip into the ether, which is, for lack of a better term, the warp. But they're able to stay in the relative ether near the physical surface, so they use this like a submarine dives. And so you basically use ethereal charges to try to blow up ships that are trying to sneak through the ether.
Oh, that's fun. I also thought about calling hyperspace in my setting ether too, which is kind of fun.
I miss the days when you would ransack old sound stage equipment and put it together and call it, you know, super scientific spaceship equipment.
Yeah, just kit bashing stuff together.
Yep. That time when somebody predicted the coming of aliens on a Rhodes compressor.
I mean, you're pretty much describing like my RimWorld game at the moment. We've been raiding all kinds of ruins, stealing Radio Shack equipment.
Yep.
Among other things.
Yeah. So to give you a little bit of lore on the Mark 9 Spitfire, the reason it's the Mark 9 is in year 434 of M26, because the Imperium is fucking old. They decided they wanted to take something from, or the House Pendragon wanted to take something from their own mythology and kind of refresh it, rebrand it, put it forward. But they had to redesign certain elements of it, because the Mark 1 is an 8,000-year-old mech. It is extremely out of date.
So your setting's a bit, historied.
Yes. So, 6,000-year-old mech. I'm miscalculated in my head there.
Oh.
Not that that makes a huge difference for most practical perspectives. So having this mech from, you know, the early days, speaking of, you know, the brave, or the young braves going out with their knight to learn how to fight. And so House Pendragon commissioned the sort of redesign of these mechs. With the idea of them being escort and support mechs. They are, in fact, one of the most popular models, not necessarily because they're the most badass or the most effective in all scenarios, but simply they sit in the setting as the absolute height of the logistical cost to outcome ratio.
Gotcha.
You can print these things rapidly.
They're the everyman mech. You know, I brought up the Centurion earlier, but it's very much similar in that, where it's a very common, rugged, dependable machine that can do everything sort of good.
Stormsong, I'm going to be honest, I think the Mark 7 was better.
Wait a minute, I have the Mark 7 written down here. Let me see if you're right.
Well, you know why. Because Mark 7 ain't 9.
Mechs M.S, that, oh my god, you didn't just make that pun. I do like the sound of that, though, where it's like a digital tablet. It's just got, like, old school, like, audio plugs to it. Like those big, thick ones.
Yep.
Like it's a kind of cable that's as thick as your thumb.
Let's see. The Mark 7... the Mark 7 is maintained by the Imperial Praetorian as a support guard unit for Imperial-held worlds. So, worlds that belong specifically to the Crown. They are far less efficient and just far more outloaded with devastating equipment because they are Royal Guard.
Sounds very Royal Guard.
Do you think would there be mechs like that are just so old and so like Thesian that they no longer resemble the original design that they were? Like they've been handed down so many times and customized so many times.
Oh yeah, that's what your mech is. It's most Domovoys don't have almost any of their original parts, except for maybe the frame. Yeah, no, Ship of Theseus is supposed to be a strong philosophy with mechs in this setting.
Kind of like that, though.
Yeah, because by the time the game is taking place, even these mechs, which are relatively newfangled by Imperial standards, these are a model of mech that's been around for about 120 years now. Which, given the prolonged lifespans of the setting, means that they were invented within living memory, but the living memory of the particularly older members of society.
I remember when this mech came out, oh boy, were we excited.
Yep. Now, because this is a mech largely sponsored and built by House Pendragon, it means the majority of the people piloting these should look like a weird hybrid of 08th MS team with Sharps rifles.
I dig it.
And a lot of very clever and very English use of the word bastards.
I was expecting a different word, but yeah, that works too.
No, they're not Australian.
You're right.
Oi, you lammy fuck.
You what, mate? Fucking chibia's good, swim me mum.
So imagine everything from Cockney to very posh and talking about tea time.
Welcome to Planet Brooklyn. Fucking
I've got my 99mm cannon lasered down straight towards the hull of your ship.
Yes. The aforementioned
particle cannon.
So the party that this mech was designed for, not like necessarily designed for in the lore, but me as the storyteller that I designed this mech for, is a group called the Hounds of Harrogate. And I want you to imagine the second in command is exactly the person Andy was just doing, the old British guy with the mustache that gets in his mouth as he's trying to talk. And he'll also Malgus the shit out of you if he gets angry.
Many an English gentleman is choked to death on his own mustache.
Soldier, why does your mech's gun not have a bayonet attached to it?
Oh, you're right, it does need a bayonet.
These are jump-capable mechs. They are not flight-capable without retrofitting or without going to the 9C. The 9C is the flight-capable variant.
Okay. So they're a bit more battle techy, for lack of a better term.
In that regard, yes. Holy Snake says, I'm hearing Chippy gets isekai'd. Potentially.
I kind of want to see that, just because I don't like isekai and I think he'd make it funny.
Indeed.
Giant robots everywhere. In my mind, in my hair.
Writing a song, Andy?
No.
Potentially.
I mean, I would.
Wait a minute, was that a reference to gummy bears?
Was
What?
it?
What you just saying, Andy?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I made that song up a long time ago when I was a kid. Like, I was trying to make a song out of it, but that's like the best I could do.
We don't know it's subconsciously influenced by gummy bears or not.
I mean, it could be. Look, the guy that wrote a lot of those like '90s cartoons for Disney, like he was onto something.
Oh yeah, he knew his job.
Gummy Bears, Winnie the Pooh, DuckTales.
DuckTales.
I didn't realize Gummy Bears was Disney.
Yep. Okay.
Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. In a race cars, aeroplanes, it's a duck blur. Life is a mystery, but it ain't. Let's rewrite history, DuckTales, woo!
We're gonna get copyright strike.
I like the meme where they like start playing the beginning of that one song. It's like dun 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 da 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 dun dun, and then you start playing.
See, my problem is that I think of when you sing the DuckTales theme, I think of this one 4chan video that I can't talk about on stream for reasons.
Shit, what was that thing that was on the radio at work? It was something like, well, oh god,
I don't know.
it's on TikTok. It's like,
Ugh.
okay, you know how like sometimes you find out that a song sounds eerily similar to another one.
Yeah.
Yes, describe my entire life.
It's like, what is it called? Like the real. It's like on TikTok you look up the real schizo drummer or something like that.
Oh, if you want a real fun one, go look up the song "Life Goes On" by The Damned and tell me if it sounds familiar.
They dropped the brass. Oh, yeah. Digiman says one way the DuckTales theme failed was the loss of the brass section, which I agree with. When
I
they
will take
did
your
the
word
remake.
for it.
Brass makes everything better. Well, not everything.
I don't want to watch the remake because I'm kind of like, no, the original was best. You can't do this to me. No. Oh.
I will say that the new one has its charm. I don't know if I'd call it better or worse or anything because I haven't watched enough of either to make that decision. But I will say it was enjoyable.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't know. I saw plenty of memes or pictures around of it a lot, so I'm sure someone thought it was pretty good.
Chip and Dale Rescue Range. Chip and Dale.
Oh, God.
La di da da la di 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 la da da. Where and why and who? Look, I'm not going to admit that I might have had a crush on a cartoon mouse. I'm not admitting that.
I don't think you'd be controversial in saying if you did, considering various amounts of artwork that are on the internet.
This just in, Andrew found it for affinity.com.
I seen it. I was there, Gandalf. I'll just put it bluntly, Haley.
Well, according to lore, Gadget and Zipper get together and they have like a dozen half-rat fly babies.
That sounds.
It's very disturbing, and a lot of apparently there are very much groups of people who are very upset over this.
Oh god, it sounds like a Steven Cronenberg or Dave Cronenberg movie.
It is. It very much is. Look at them.
No, sir, I don't think I will.
It's like The Fly 2.
I didn't even know they made a Fly 2, or did they not?
No, Ramshackle, you won't. I'm not into that crap.
I don't want to know.
Just saying, sometimes we should put on full plate armor and start burning down certain thoughts and beliefs. No, wait,
Andrew.
No.
Oh god,
Andrew, don't say the quiet part out loud. No.
Yeah, don't let the intrusive thoughts.
And you shall take an iron rod and you shall dash them like pottery.
I'm just remembering now a great part in Goat's Traveler campaign where my character had been giving one of the more violent characters therapy because I was the ship's doctor.
Oh
and during a fight, there was just a moment. Hey, Grace, you know those intrusive thoughts we're always talking about? Yes. Let them win for once. And just has her go completely berserk and start killing everything.
Words you want to hear from your therapist.
Let him win for once.
I do like. Yesterday I spent an abnormal amount of time looking at videos that were basically when the gag character has to go lock in.
Oh yeah.
Or when the gag character has to save the TPK.
Yeah, they just turn into Doom Guy.
Yeah,
like that.
Let's just say that at some point I get bored of any video game soundtrack because I do have, well, most of us have a point where it's just like you could hear the same song so many times. And so I have started listening to other soundtracks while playing Helldivers, and let's just say Doom Eternal is a pretty...
Oh, I would imagine that fits very well into Helldivers.
Hold on a minute. Halon, yes, they did make a Fly too.
No, they didn't. No, you're
They
fucking
did.
with me. Oh,
No,
God,
they
why?
did.
Why would you make a sequel? No, dude.
No, Krispy, there are so many movies I want to watch with you. Like, I wanted to say I want to watch the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with me.
I mean, I'll definitely... I do need to see that one. I actually don't think I've
That
seen...
one's good.
I do. You know, if we could do that today, I'd almost pay money to do it. I just want...
I don't know it specifically today, but I definitely want to watch it at some point in the near future.
Like, there's just so many movies... there's so many movies from my childhood that I want to show Krispy and basically see his reaction and give him the idea of like, yes, this is why I am the entity I am today.
Honestly, Andy, I think I may have seen some of those movies, depending on what it is.
This is Short Circuit.
I'm just thinking, one movie I'd want to see is Dead Alive, just so I can see I kick ass for the Lord.
I don't think I saw that movie, Dead Alive.
Oh, Andy, I watched some weird shit.
Johnny Five is alive.
One of my favorite all-time movies is Velocipaster. That should tell you something about my cinema tastes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, when someone's been posting videos of like Android, like actual robots walking down the street in New York and all that. One of them I just posted, "Number 5 is alive."
No disassemble.
Don't send him to fucking Philadelphia. I'll say that much.
Was that the one where the hitchhiker one was killed?
Yep, that's the one where Hitchcock got beaten to death. That's Philly, all right. Not surprised by that at all.
No, they're proud of it.
So.
Yep, that also sounds like Philly. Philadelphia, where they'll grease the street poles and people will take it as a challenge.
My brain is ruined. Anyways, you first, Andy.
I was gonna say I need to watch Chappie because I get the impression that that's like a spiritual successor to Short Circuit.
Like in a non-comical, somewhat more serious way, yes.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems comical. Like, you killed mommy, I go to break your leg.
See, the part that kind of, like, I want to see it as well, but the part that I don't really like is that one, like, singer chick that they make the main character. I don't like her music. Because she's an actual, like, musician, but I just can't.
I'm trying to remember this one movie that's absolutely horrifying. It's like, what was it, Creepers? No.
Jeepers Creepers?
No, it, like...
Guys.
It's about, like, underground monsters, and one of the guy that's hunting them has, like, a zipper face.
Somebody has betrayed me.
What'd they do?
Behold my name.
What am I looking at? That's why they beat Hitchbot to death. I thought that was just a Russian pageant.
Oh wait, no, Krispy.
Of course, it was a Troy Aikman jersey. Huh?
It's happened to you too. Look.
Wait, what happened? What's going on?
Look at your name.
Oh no, his name's been that. His name's been that for a while.
Oh no, that's been that way. Yeah, because.
Oh.
As soon as we found out, as soon as I found out about your marriage in RimWorld.
Oh yeah, that's a fun story. So I've been playing RimWorld recently because the new DLC's out, and I've gotten sucked back into it. And I thought, I have an idea. Let me make Andy, Storm, Whacker, and I the crew of the ship MS Paint. And within like the first hour or so of playthrough of that, Andy and I got engaged, even though I didn't have like any traits on that should have made that possible. And also, like, I reloaded the game at one point and it still happened. So we've been married in game for a while. And honestly, we're still together. It's going pretty good despite everyththing that's happened. Nobody's died.
I think it's probably more in reference to the fact that we share that one brain cell quite often.
Oh, very much so. Although Whacker keeps screaming Mpreg at me and I'm just like, no.
I wish we never taught him that word.
We really shouldn't have. I don't know why we decided that was.
Whacker, go sit in the corner. Oh God, no, Krispy, Krispy.
No, God, what?
You need to draw a picture of Whacker sitting in a corner on a little wooden stool with his head hung low.
Man, shit. I'll absolutely do that. That sounds great.
Maybe you can put a little dunce hat on him or something.
I'll definitely have to do this drawing at some point. So I've got a few sketches here so far, Storm. Any in particular kind of lean in the direction you're thinking?
Here, zoom in.
See, I think Halion and I might actually share this. We might share the same brain cell with Halion because he did.
We're a fucking hive mind, dude. We are the collective of.
So from left to right, top to bottom.
Yes. I'll put a check mark next to each of the ones that you're thinking.
I'd say the general style and shape of 4 is the best. So this bottom one?
Left. This one. Okay.
I'm not seeing you in real time because I'm looking at the Twitch chat. So yeah, that one is the general style and shape, but with probably the proportions of number 1.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
And there's elements of number 2 that I like as well.
Okay. Yeah, I could work with that.
Yeah.
So let me remember which is which.
Although remembering that the gun is probably more like 1 and 2s, where it's a held rifle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
per,
yeah.
Per Leo Orozaku.
Gotcha.
Krispy,
Yes.
have you watched crap? What's the name of that movie?
Well, you think about that. I will be right back.
Crap! I hate it when I forget shit. When it's the movie that was kind of like a ripoff of Roger Rabbit. It had this. It had the sexy lady in the white dress.
Not narrowing it down any.
Like they had a guy detective, and he was in the cartoon world. Yeah, Cool World. Cool World. Thank you, Baron.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about now.
I'm gonna wait till Krispy comes back. But anyway, I wonder if I've got the writing down for your game. If I can remember what the technical name for my mech is. Where is it? It's...
Yours is a Domovoy.
A Doma Boy?
I'm back.
Domovoy. Domovoy.
Gato, Mr. Roboto.
So named for, from Slavic mythology, house spirits that are thought to remain with a family for
That's
many
where I
generations.
know it's from. I was trying to remember because I knew that word. I was confusing it with something else, but
Like a gnome? Or
It could be like a gnome,
house
like
goblin?
a house gnome or something, where it's considered a good thing, but you want to keep it well.
So it's a Dobby.
It's a Dobby, except for angrier and more Slavic.
So Dobby, but more vodka and swearing. I gotcha.
And probably muscle mass.
So, what I was getting at...
Dobby on
have you seen
HGH.
Krispy,
Sorry.
have you seen the movie Cool World?
I don't think so. That one doesn't sound familiar.
Because I was thinking, like, you, like, erased, like, half of your drawings. And I think in that movie they have some sort of, like, drawings go to an alternate universe or something like that, like cartoons.
Like Chalk Zone?
Kinda. And unfinished drawings like that, like, I think are in some sort of, like, hellicious limbo.
Dude, I probably populated half of that.
I know. I was thinking, like, you just, like,
I have so
said
many
three-
sketches.
There's like 3 more entities in, like, the hell limbo of the art world.
Yeah, I've added a fair
Yeah.
share to that, if that's the case. I've got so many...
Purgatory.
I have so many sketches. Like, I honestly wish I could just, like... Hold on. I might have a page or two of sketches that I've done scanned up here. Let me see if I can find
Alien says you would enjoy Cool World.
I probably would, honestly.
It does sound like your style of thing.
It's
I
a
do
more
like-
mature Roger Rabbit.
Bit of heavy metal
Or Who
vibe
Framed
to it.
Roger.
Oh, here we go. 1 second. Let me find a good page. So, yeah, I have pages that are just like that of sketch stuff. Like, it looks like a tome of madness sometimes, which is funny because, like, one of my professors in my graphic design major said that's
That
what a
is-
sketchbook should look like.
That is the most Charlie Brown Boba Fett I have ever seen.
Yeah. Oh
Good
my God,
grief.
I love that that's how you described it. I love that so much. Hold on. Let me see what other fun sketches I can bring up here. Oh, this is more just like... Where's that one? Can I just pull this one in here? I can. Sweet. Yeah. Some of them are more detailed, like this one.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, there's some sketches that I've done where I'm just like, I kind of like them more than some of the finished drawings I've done.
Well, yeah, there's still potential. There's still A chance
I
for
think
change.
I think that's honestly a big part of it. Also, you sounded like the G-Man there. Where there's still potential, Mister Freeman.
There's still a chance for change, Mr. Kraut.
Also, what is this music? I put on psychedelic, and I'm getting something that sounds like it belongs in 343 Guilty Spark. I don't think Epidemic knows what psychedelic is.
We're making a live-action movie of Half-Life, and the G-Man is going to be played by Gary Busey.
Oh, God.
To be honest, I think William Dafoe would probably be a better G-Man.
I'm not... that's not a bad pick, honestly. I could see William Dafoe doing a G-Man. I will say that I would love if there was a version of Half-Life where Gary Busey was the G-Man, because I just feel like he's already on that other plane of existence already. Like, Gary Busey is a sage. And I mean that with all due respect and love, because I think Gary Busey is...
Okay, how about G-Man played by, the Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken.
Rise and shine, Mr. Freeman. Sorry, what?
Halion says Steve Buscemi.
Oh my god. Steve Buscemi as the G-Man would be so fucking funny.
Well, especially if you've seen some of his more serious movies.
I mean, I know his character in Boardwalk Empire is pretty serious. But I'm also
he could be
just
kind of terrifying.
I'm just thinking of him in Fargo, where he's like, "I'm gonna shoot you and your kids in the back of the fucking head, Jerry." Just like on the phone. I just can totally see the G-Man just being like, it's just Steve Buscemi's the G-Man, just like, "You trying to fuck me, Jerry?"
Listen,
Also, now I want to watch.
Since they're just constantly like revamping Batman and Superman, they might as well make a Batman Superman where that guy is Joker. Who was it that I said? William Dafoe. I want to see William Dafoe as the Joker. God damn it, he's just perfect for it.
My problem with that is that he will always be the Green Goblin to me. So I'm not to say that he couldn't probably do a decent Joker, but it's just like I like him more as the Green Goblin.
Well, what's the difference between that and like Mark Hamill being both Luke Skywalker and the Joker?
Because Luke Skywalker isn't like a supervillain like the Joker and the Green Goblin are, and it's like Marvel and DC. I guess if he had to have a DC role, I guess that wouldn't be the worst one for it. But it's just, I don't know. That's just more just me thinking off the top of my head than anything. You know, I wonder how he would be if he was like the Question or something. That'd be interesting.
Who?
William Dafoe.
Mark Hamill? Oh, William.
Now,
I also wouldn't mind. I know it's going to be weird, and I know he already played the Riddler, but I'd like to see Jim Carrey play the Joker. You know?
I could see it. I think he did. Okay, so here's the thing. He could have made a really good Riddler if it wasn't for the directing and script he was given.
I can totally see that.
I'm thinking the Riddler based on, say, his performance in number 23.
Also, I think you just gave me my movie to watch tonight for date night. I want to kind of watch that Batman movie if we can find it.
Yes.
I mean, Batman Forever is great, even if it's really goofy. Just the idea of Arnold Schwarzenegger as Dr. Freeze is so funny to me.
Blasphemous, but funny.
Tonight's forecast, a freeze is coming. I also have, like, very odd tastes in movies. Not to sound like a hipster or anything like that. It's just like I just watch like more weird shit and enjoy it. I mean, like I said, I love Velocipaster is a fantastic movie. I love that movie.
I liked, I think, the first two Batman movies. I think I only liked the first one because I didn't understand the Penguin's character a little more. But after that, the villains were all starting to basically. They were all almost. They're basically just another version of not Mark Hamill, Jack Nicholson's the Joker. They're just jumping around, laughing.
Yeah. I mean, for me, honestly, the best Joker is Mark Hamill. It's
like, yeah.
Also, Storm. Sorry, don't mean to interrupt, Andy. But here's a mobile suit that I just was kind of thinking of that I wanted to use this reference that might be along the lines of what you're thinking. But are you familiar with
baby.
the crossbone Vanguard at all?
Zoom in.
I mean, the head obviously I do differently, but overall, I like the proportions and everything for it.
I would say except for the pauldrons.
They are a bit big, yes. I'm not really. I don't mind big pauldrons as long as they're reasonable. Like, I don't like space
These aren't
power
to,
armor, for instance. Like,
yeah, these
I can
aren't
see,
supposed to.
Sorry, go ahead.
These are supposed to look like they're from a setting for big, stompy robots,
Okay.
but that they're the robot that's still at the late stage of puberty.
Yeah. So my thought for it is just like give it more like simplified shoulders like a Leo or something, you know?
Yeah, so like that with Leo shoulders.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, Bully Snake. I agree with you. Live action Jack Nicholson is going to be is probably my number one guy.
You are my number one.
That's another movie I want to watch with Krispy. The 1980 or something Batman.
Oh yeah, I'll watch that one. Oh shit, I'm on the wrong picture. Oh damn it! I did it again.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson just has that crazy look about him, especially those eyebrows, you know?
He has the face for it.
Jack Nicholson is one of the weirdest people to like look into the history of, because
I believe it.
Well, because he's someone who both has, with equal justification in both directions, like a really good and a really bad reputation.
I'm not familiar with his history, but I wouldn't be surprised if it gets batshit.
Like the kind of guy who, he's not fun to talk to. He's kind of an ass to people, but was also a volunteer firefighter and would rush into a burning building to save someone.
Well, I mean, I don't want to sound weird when I say this, but it kind of, I mean, I get it. It kind of reminds me of me, where I'm just like, I like to be good and nice to people, but I'm not like a people person. You know what I mean? Maybe it's that. Maybe that's kind of what it's like, where it's like.
Well, and some
like,
people
just wants to keep to himself. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, so, and it's worth noting that it's hard to know if that's how an actor would normally act if they weren't being hounded by, paparazzi and whatnot.
That's a really good point to bring up too. It's just like, it's very possible that he's probably like a very nice, affable guy, but just having to deal with just paparazzi and just the public in general when you're a celebrity, I would imagine it's very exhausting.
Wingless Raven subscribing again for their 39th month.
Oh, wow.
And I can't emphasize this enough. Yeah. But yeah, so just
all the things you could spend your money on, it's another subscription.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, in a way, I almost compare it to a character like House, where it's like, there's probably a genuinely good person there. But, dear God, are they frightening at times.
I could see that. Also, you just reminded me of a really cursed House animation from years ago that I wish I could find.
Yeah, and possibly... Because, like, someone can be decent in many regards and still be, like, a verbally abusive person or something.
Yeah, it's... people are complicated. People are flawed. I guess that's kind of how you can look at it, where it's like, people just, they have the best of intentions and want to be a good person, but it's just, you just know yourself, and there's just certain things that you just don't feel like dealing with. At least that's my perspective. I don't know.
It's almost like people cannot be wholly good or evil, It's like...
I know, weird, right?
Yeah, state of nature and all that.
My robotic stanky leg.
That sounds like a really weird industrial album. Robotic stanky leg. Yeah, I think that'll work.
It's the silicon. How do you write a psycho so well? I think of an introvert, then make them ultra famous and constantly subjected to strangers.
I'm in this picture and I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm like thinking about it, I'm like, yep, that'll do it. As someone that is introverted, that will absolutely do it. Because if people were hounding me 24/7, I would probably be really upset.
Oh god, Drakengard. I think it was Drakengard 2 or something I played, and this is before I understood you get multiple endings, but I got the ending that had like giant babies and shit. Just
What the fuck kind of game is this?
oh god, it was a fucked up ending. Like it actually like almost gave me nightmares. Like it was horrible.
Yep.
I'm anxious just thinking about it, considering there's giant babies involved. Like, do you have to fight a baby like it's God of War? Or like Shadow of the Colossus?
I don't even know if I can explain it to you without breaking terms of service. I mean, there was some messed up shit in there. Just at the end, it's like, what the hell?
I can imagine.
Yeah, the giant demon babies that ate everybody, and one of them turned into like a giant woman that started eating the world and growing a giant belly or something.
Somebody was looking at a bit of Hieronymus Bosch. It sounds like
somebody was like taking more than their fair share of the marching powder.
That's some mushrooms right there. That's some
they weren't using a straw. They were using a paper towel roll.
I like that description.
You were tripping the light fantastic, all right. Just that fucking 90s, like, early Windows CGI baby dancing. Ugh.
Yeah, that game was like, at the end of that game, I was like, I think your sister likes your brother a little too much.
Oh, God, it's one of those. It's like the one Assassin's Creed game has like an incest.
Part of me wants to play through it to see if I can get a different ending. God dang. Did I get the bad ending?
I don't blame
Potentially.
you. I would want to play through it again. Yeah, okay, that perspective's much better.
Would you play me? I'd play me.
Shut up.
Would you like to pray? Just think of that old Wii commercial where I honestly actually think Shigeru Miyamoto's in that. And they just show up at the Wii and they're like, "Would you like to play?" And it's just playing Yoshida Brothers the entire time.
I just want to play because it had like knights and dragons and shit in it. I also want to do a playthrough of Legend of Dragoon.
Oh, I like that story. That's
Oh, yeah, sorry, I just deleted it by accident. Don't post that up yet because I'm still working on it. But
I like that though.
Yeah,
that's a pretty solid. Can I say what it is or?
Yeah.
It's a pretty solid Black Knight.
Yep, I am.
I will say, like, it's not necessarily a favorite of mine, but I think the Black Knight the Black Knight is one of the coolest looking battle mechs out there.
The Black Knight is one of the two reasons for my desire to have games that have 5 or 6 man lances rather than 4.
Makes sense.
Because it is my 5th favorite heavy mech, and my 6th favorite mech overall, so it should tell you that heavy is my favorite territory.
I'm more an assault guy, but I get you.
Yeah. And it's just like, oh, if I could just have one more slot to throw in a Black Knight.
At least your favorite mech is a normal mech.
What's yours?
The Argus.
What is that one?
It's an asymmetric, weird Omni-Mech prototype that has a weird, like, micro following. It's like, I think it's got like an LRM-20 on one, not an LRM.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah, it's got like an LRM-20 on one side and like it could have a Gauss rifle on the other arm and like two light lasers. And even though it's like, someone said like it's a heavy mech that wants to be a medium mech because it can go like if you like soup it up, you can make it go like 90 miles an hour.
So it got a little
almost
bit
looks
that
like
charger thing going.
it almost looks like it could fit in Star Wars, you know?
Yeah. I think it's a little close to the Vulture, but like if you just took one piece off one arm and one piece off the other.
Ooh, the Vulture's
Okay, you
another
said it's
one
called an
I really-
Argath?
Argus.
ARGUS. I did actually. The Vulture's a mech I really like too. It's almost like an attack helicopter on legs when you look at it.
I think another thing about the good thing about the Argus is that it had good torso twisting.
Yeah, that looks like if you're a fan of blackjacks, you would get along with that mech.
Oh, the Blackjack's not a bad mech.
Yeah, there's a reason I actually kind of appreciate it as the starter in 2018.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite mechs are to kind of tell you who I am as a person. My favorite mechs are assault mechs, and my two favorite. If I had to pick like a top three favorite mechs, number one would be the Atlas, number two would be the Blood Asp, and number three. Oh man, I didn't think about that actually. I kind of want to say the Mad Cat because I like the Mad Cat.
For me, in order, it's the Warhammer, the Marauder, the Orion, the Archer, the Black Knight. Well, the Griffin, then the Black Knight.
I do like the Orion. The Orion's a fun mech. You know what?
Yeah.
The Orion and what was the one? The Cataphract. They both kind of they have this look to me that I really like, where it's like those like earlier war tanks in World War II that they had like there was that one. It looked like a Sherman, but it had multiple turrets. Like,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
it has that kind of vibe to me, where it's like it's like a good war machine. It's like really kind of a bit wonky and weird looking, but it's solid and it gets the job done. Like I kind of like really enjoy that aesthetic in terms of mechs.
In Mecha Warrior 2, I think my favorite mech overall was the Warhawk. That was just a big old fucking stomping around, shoot everything guy.
Another one to throw in my top 5 is the Cougar, because that is the mech that got me into BattleTech, because that was the mech on the cover of Mech Assault, which was my entry point into BattleTech. And I also it's a cool looking mech. It looks like a fighter jet on legs.
You know, I wonder if there are mechs that perform better in first-person shooters or simulators, and then there are mechs that perform better on tabletop.
I think that absolutely is the case. Like I love assault mechs. Like I love rocking all assault lance or assault mech lances in BattleTech, the Harebrained Schemes game. But I know that in tabletop, I may end up getting smoked by a lighter lance, because that's very much a possibility with the tabletop game. Because,
I played. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I'm just thinking about like the kind of shenanigans you can do with just even like, I mean, the famous one is just like if you want to take Savannah Masters, or like a regiment of infantry or battle armor, because I feel like I said it before. There's a lot of different types of battle armor that you may not know about, and some of them are fucking horrifying.
Yep. Also, though, I am gonna say I think the Savannah Master thing is so fucking sweaty whenever I hear someone describe it, that I'm like, I feel like if I was in charge of that table, that person would be asked to not come back.
I feel like it's definitely one of those, like, I'm gonna be a dickhead at the tabletop kind of moves. Kind of like, I never really... I played maybe a little bit of 40k when I was still thinking about getting into it, but I remember hearing about, like, the Tau, like, Fish of Fury tactic, where it was, like, the Devilfish APC or something. You could basically form a gun line behind it and just wreck people's shit, like, early on with the Tau.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it would be kind of funny, though, just to be the kind of person that feels like an entire regiment of infantry, or just bad. I honestly wouldn't mind just trying a game or two if I ever learn how to play tabletop, of just taking only battle armor, because I feel like I mean, just think about like Elementals, for instance. That's kind of like the one that everyone thinks about, and it's armed with a light laser and an SRM-2, which doesn't sound like much, but then you think about that you can feel multiple stars of them. They're way more mobile and agile than any mech, and then they can like grapple onto you because they have battle claws and shit. Like, then you start to get like, oh, this is why people were afraid of them, and then you look into some of the lore of. Because once the Inner Sphere got a hold of battle armor, they essentially just revolutionized it and started an entirely new arms race because they couldn't replicate elementals. So what they did instead was kind of alter the design and just come with like mission-specific variants and things. Like there's like heavier, like I think there's like a 2-ton battle armor. I know there's like assault class ones. There's ones that have like mimetic camouflage so they can cloak. Ones with flamethrowers, just all sorts of crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
Digi tells us
love battle armor. Continue.
Digi tells us that the Tau thing was using a loophole with hovercraft, where they could fire their weapons underneath the tanks, but the enemy had to go around to attack you.
Oh, that's evil. Yeah, I can see why that tactic got people upset.
Helion says you should play Mega Mech with him and Maestro. Maestro is a cool dude.
He is. He is an audio wizard. If you've been watching the Ultimate Animal Dreadnought stuff, he's the one that's doing a lot of the music for that. Actually, I think he's doing all the music at this point for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Krispy, I've been thinking. I was thinking of getting my hands on the War Machine like 2nd edition rule book and sharing it with you, and then like we could just like pick our factions and kind of make our own miniatures with like beads and shit, and just like have like some like over screen battle.
I mean, I would imagine that we could probably play that tabletop simulator if you have it. I know I do. I just never like used it a lot. But I mean, I would love to play some Mark II War Machine because that was my tabletop game back in the day. Like I loved that game so much. Mark II War Machine was the shit. I played Khador and I used the Behemoth and I punched a Deathjack to death. It was so great. I wanted to build like this crazy list that was going to be like an infantry army because that's apparently the strong suit of Khador, and I never got around to it, and then the game kind of shit the bed, and now it's like a different company runs it and it's different, and I just don't know anyone that even plays it anymore. But
it's different and I don't like it. I know, yeah, Warm Horde, that's what it became eventually.
Well, that part I didn't mind. It was just more like, I guess once Mark III rolled around, things just started to change, and then I guess Privateer sold off the game to someone else, and now they have a different version of it. I'm trying to remember what was the Hordes faction that was like the werewolf druids, because my roommate played them, and those were awful to go against.
I don't remember. I kind of left. I stopped playing it right after. I think I stopped playing before 2nd edition.
Really? Wow. Second edition I think was the high point, at least for me personally. I never got a chance to get one, but I always wanted a Colossal because those things were fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was my tabletop game, because I thought about getting into Warhammer, and then I realized how much it was going to cost, and somebody's like, oh, I'll split this starter box with you, because they wanted to play Menoth, and it came with Khador, and it was like, I think $20 or $40 I paid for that. I was like, done and done. And then that's how I got into War Machine.
Started. Oh, I got
into minis somewhere. I'd love to repaint them.
I got into tabletop because I was building Gundam models, and I was painting them and all that. And I went to this game store. I thought because it said we sell models, and I thought it had like Gundam models. Like, no, they had all these little miniature toys all over, like little tiny things. And I was looking around, and I thought in my child mind, hey, if I could paint these little guys real good, I could paint like Gundam-sized models good too. So I got like the starter box set of Ultramarines and like painted it up as very horribly. As your first stuff. The yellow on the blue caked up and all that. And I remember starting to get other models. Like I remember I got like Uthway the from the Eldar because I was actually liking the Eldar. And so I was like, "Oh, I noticed you got some Space Marines on you. You want to play?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know how to play." He's like, "Oh, I'll teach you." And he taught me, and I kind of liked it. And I said, "Well," I was like, well, "What kind of army do you think I should try?" He said, "Oh, well, you should start with Space Marines. That's good for like a starter set for a noob guy." And I was like, "Okay."
Mm-hmm.
I started with the Tau when I played. I got a starter box of them. I enjoy the Tau because railguns and battle suits are fucking sick. I don't care what any Imperial player says about Heresy or whatever. The Tau has some cool shit.
Retribution of Scry. I used the lady. I used the lady
Oh,
with the scythe. My Kador was with the
fucking
scythe lady.
the fucking oh, see, I used the Butcher, and the Butcher was just like rage incarnate. I think I like actually. I don't remember if I actually won some games, but I definitely fucked a lot of shit up with the Butcher. And then my favorite.
Says,
Go ahead.
True Cicero says, "Gods, I miss War Machine. Retribution of Skria all the way."
Yeah, they were the Eldar of the setting essentially. I played Kador, or I guess we both did because they were like Soviet Union.
And then Rimward says, "Warma Horde was a fun time," says the Legion of Everbright player. And Circle of Ouroboros. Halion says, "I started with Battletech, never tried 40k."
See, Battletech's one I'd love to learn, and I'm kicking myself thinking about it.
I need to learn it
not
too.
that I ever got into it at the time, but
I want to learn it.
There was a game store where I went to college at, where I went to get paints from time to time, and they had so much BattleTech stuff, and they had regular BattleTech nights, and I have not been back to the game store in well over a decade at this point, but I hope they are still around, and I hope they are still doing that, because I would love to learn to play that at some time. I know my local game store, there's people who are interested, but there's just no one to run it.
When we went to the lost city of Atlantis, I was trying to find a gaming store because I thought, like, hey, in this great utopia city, there must be like a ton of like heavily stocked miniature stores. No, there wasn't.
Like, we found a nice little local shop, but it was nothing fanciful.
It was like, we have a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and here's a bunch of train models, and please, for the love of God, buy something. Please buy something from us. And I was like, I'll buy some dice.
Yeah, I know the store I go to is essentially a comic shop, but they have a fair amount of gaming stuff. A lot of it, admittedly, is 40k or like D&D stuff, but they have a good amount of BattleTech now, which is nice. There's another store in town that I went to as a kid that I wonder is still open. I should check that out, but I remember I drove by it a while ago and I was like wondering about going in there. So anyway, here's where I'm at currently with your mech storm.
Yeah.
I will admit I kind of ripped off the Black Knight for the face a little bit because I was like, let's give it a Neo Knightly look.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm digging it.
Yeah. But I think this is going in like a good direction, and with it being like a chess cockpit and stuff, I thought about putting vents on it. I'm not sure quite yet if I want to, like a Gundam, but the center, like the center part here is essentially what would open up, and that would be where the pilot's at.
Yep. Yeah, so in the setting, the mechs are called Makos, or Mobile Armored Combat Ordnance.
Yeah.
And the Imperium are such sticklers for tradition, especially honoring the will of, like, heroes and their remembrance and such like that, that even though the marketing for the company that first designed Makos objected to it, like, violently, and some people thought it was laughable, the K, or the C in Mako was changed to a K because the designer, who was a complete autist, thought it was cooler. And so Imperial Knights, by tradition, spell Mako with a K. And it's completely lost on them how just cringy that is.
Really makes you wonder how many traditions were started like that.
And in some ways I'm making fun of myself with that, because I'm definitely one of those people that thinks the letter K looks cooler.
Oh, no, I've been there. I mean, I spell my name with a K, so
He's crispy.
Krispy.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel like this is getting to a good spot of like I'm trying to find a good balance of making it look a little bit knightly without it being ornate, because I figure that's going to be different mechs, like the more veteran mechs in the setting. And do they get bigger than 60 feet?
Yeah, so like a knight's mech is probably gonna be closer to 80 feet tall, with
Hmm.
the largest mechs, the so-called Titan mechs, being 90 to not quite 100 feet tall.
Well, those are going to be interesting because I can just imagine those are just going to be like a walking brick shithouse of guns.
Yeah.
I mean, the main reason I guess I ask is because I'm thinking in terms of battle tech, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I may very well be, but in terms of like mech scale, assault mechs like the Atlas tend to be 60 feet. Like battle mechs tend to be smaller than that on a regular
Yeah.
basis. So, I mean, not to say you don't want mechs bigger than that in your setting, because I could absolutely see you going on a scale of something like, say, Armored Core. But
Mhm.
I guess I'm just
I
kind of
mean,
trying to get an
yeah.
idea for what things are going to be like.
I go vaguely for Gundam as my size characteristic.
Nothing wrong with that. I love me some Gundam. I think it did look better. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is starting to look like a solid mech.
So according to this, Atlases are about 14 meters tall. That seems no 8. Yeah, 14
What
meters tall.
what is that?
That's going to translate to around 40 plus feet tall.
Oh wow! So they're actually smaller than I thought. They're actually more akin to the size of the mobile suit that I posted, because later on in like the Universal Century they do get about that size. But originally
45.
they're
So basically just short of 46 feet by like a hair.
okay. Interesting, interesting. I could have sworn they were bigger than that, but hey.
Now there are some mechs in this setting where the mech's control system is a lot simpler, and so you don't expect them to do um, as many things at one time. Uh, it's more that they do a few things really well, and this is because their control system is actually made for a smaller mech. Because if you damage the big mech enough, it breaks open, and a smaller exosuit is inside of it that the pilot jumps out in.
Ah, kind of like an ejection mech.
Yeah, so Matryoshka mechs,
Cool.
because it delights me to do so.
Yeah. I was saying earlier when you were gone, I was gonna lean more into like mechs for my setting, but I think I'm gonna more just leave that to be like suits of power armor, because for my setting, um, AI has largely been severely limited due to repercussions autonomous weapons unchecked had in a certain war that nearly wiped out mankind. Uh,
Mm.
and I had the thought originally of putting like drone mechs in there in the current day, but then I thought about it. I'm like, I would imagine that they're probably not going to want to do something like that. So I just figured I'd make the power armor suits be more mecha-like, for lack of a better term, and then just kind of treat that as more the mechs of the setting.
Yeah.
Yeah. The comparison I think of, which I guess probably you wouldn't be as familiar with, but if you've like seen the mechs in Space Station 13, which I guess are kind of like based off of the power loader from
Yeah,
Aliens, like
yeah.
that sort of scale, you know.
I edited a video for text the other day, and it was he tries to kill someone using the power loader at one point.
Yeah. I was one of my favorite parts was playing roboticist and building mechs. Didn't often happen, but when I was able to build them, they was a lot of fun. Because if you have a Durand, you don't have to worry about much. Oh, well, unless someone has an ion rifle, that's not good. But yeah, the thing I think about with this is like trying to find it. It still looks kind of knightly, but it's got like a tankiness to it.
Yeah. The mechs are supposed to feel large and industrial in the setting.
I'm all for that. I love my industrial mech designs.
And I mean, the more ostentatious, then the closer you do get to some like Escaflowne, uh,
Yeah,
lar-
like
more ostentatious sort of Gundam type stuff. But that's going to be like not even a knight's mech, but like a lord's mech or something like that.
yeah, just something that's because I mean in Escaflowne the mechs are like crafted over like generations, so I could definitely see a lord's mech being something that's on that sort of parallel
Yeah.
versus something like this, which was definitely it's higher. It'd be like a German tank essentially, just like it's high quality, but it's still like factory made.
He tried to kill me with a forklift! Wait a minute, this isn't Pathfinder? Hey, Ninja. Hey, 7 Blue 7.
Hello. Yeah, the part that always gets me is like the detail work, just trying to figure out how bits and pieces connect.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think I've gotten somewhat better at it as I've gotten more accustomed to drawing mechs. Not to say I haven't always done that, just been more conscious of details as I've more done it professionally, I guess you could say. Not that I'm like Eldonius or anything. I'm trying to figure out how to... I hate that I'm like putting more thought into the crotch than I want to, but yeah, I'll just do that. I'm really glad that you're not being like, let's put the cockpit in the crotch. Like, what is that, Zone of Enders?
Lol. Or an emphasis on cockpit.
I don't want to define codpiece. I don't want to think about the codpiece. Actually, now I'm just thinking about that one Metalocalypse episode where Murderface gets like the diamond encrusted codpiece that's like a rhino horn, and the one guy gets impaled on it at the end.
Yep.
Oh shit! You got
Metalocalypse
blood all over my cod case! Gah, yeah!
I could totally see Andy playing Murderface in something.
I feel like to do his voice, I don't move my lips. It's like talking through your teeth.
Well, he is.
Yeah.
Like, he has bucked teeth if you...
Yeah.
If you take the notice of it.
Yeah. Let me talk, Wrinkle Tits.
I rock so, the rock and roll clown.
I actually found
I
out.
woke up with a clown's hands in my pants today. That's what I did today.
I just love the part where he's just like, he just whispers here. He's like, "That's cocaine."
Choose the man do a lot of cocaine.
I feel like Dr. Roxa is just like what half the clowns in Space Station 13 are like. Actually, there is a fun animation somebody did that is the voiceover of that one walk home clown scene, but it's Space Station. It's so good.
I want a Space Station 13 episode where, like, the guy's walking around and all of a sudden he's, like, seeing less and less people. And the last person he sees is the clown. He's trying to find him, but he only sees him at the end of hallways and shit.
I guarantee you that's definitely happened to someone in a Space Station game. Clowns
Like, every time he sees a clown, he's like, hey! The clown, like, honks at him and then, like, runs off. He's like, wait! He follows him and he's like, he usually finds a body in a trap or something like that.
Yeah. It's like, Storm, you know how you're saying earlier about be wary of the old man in a profession where men die young? Like, that applies to Space Station 13 clowns. Be wary of the clown that knows what he's doing.
Yep. I could see it.
Yeah, I've played with Meme on BPL 14 before, and he's really good at being a clown because he calls us shenanigans, but then he just, like, knows how to get out of them. Oh, yeah, it is not uncommon for Pun Pun to die horribly. Usually I've seen him just hung up on the meat rack in the back of the chef's freezer. Yeah, I tend to play bartender when I play Space Station.
Storm, I thought you were starting to do the Back to the Future theme.
I'm trying to remember the Back to the Future theme now that you say it.
The one that's like da 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 da.
It wasn't specifically what was on my mind, but I could see why, because that's a fairly similar chord progression.
Also,
I want to see Back to the Future 3 with Krispy too.
I didn't really.
That one was pretty fun.
I have seen that one. I've seen all of them, but yeah.
The ending to that is just weird.
Yeah, because it picks up like right after the previous one, and it's just like, whoa. It's like I'm back.
You know, they had a cartoon series for a while.
Oh wow.
With his sons. Marty! Marty, I'm gonna go into a cartoon world, Marty!
It is funny that he's in One Flew in the Cuckoo's Nest. Like it's like the same actor. It's like him younger. He doesn't have the dark brown hair, but he is in that movie, and it's interesting. It's a really sad movie.
He played a really good Fester Gomez.
Oh, that's right. He was Fester, wasn't he?
Yeah. That movie was great.
Oh yeah.
Raul will always be like a lot of those characters will just that's the Adams to me, you know.
Mm-hmm. Raul Julia and oh god, who was it that played Morticia?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I always loved her.
No, it wasn't Elvira.
No, Elvira played in other movies.
Yeah, you can show those to me later.
No. Go look up how old she is.
Oh, who else am I thinking of? It's oh man. Oh, Vampira, that's who I'm thinking of too.
Wait, Vampira, the comic book character?
Well, they based the comic book character off of a like a show personality.
Yeah, she was like a horror movie show host. And there's a fun little song that the Dam did about her and James Dean in a fictional relationship called Plan 9 Channel 7. That is really good. Off of their Machine Gun Etiquette album, which if you're going to listen to a Damned album, that's probably one of the best ones to listen to.
Carolyn Jones, Ninja Turtle says. Ninja asks, have we ever heard of Dr. Tusco? I hear he does idocaine. Okay. Or lidocaine.
I know Dr. Giggles.
That was something somebody pointed out, and it's really funny to watch it. Everything else about the Addams Family side, because obviously they run off of horror tropes. But Morticia and Gomez probably have the healthiest relationship portrayed in a Hollywood romance.
They do. I've seen that meme before, and I think about it, I'm like,
their whole family is wholesome, and I think that's the juxtaposition. Like, they're these horrible, like, monster creatures, you know.
Yeah, I think that's the point. Yeah, is like, you know, they're basically horror tropes, but it's also just like they've got hearts of gold, which is true of most people.
The monsters are kind of like that, but like toned down a bit, more cartoonish and toned down.
Yeah, they're a bit more cartoony in terms of that. It's that idea, but yeah. I mean, the dad is Frankenstein, for goodness sake. So versus Gomez, who's kind of like just like you say he's like a weird count.
And to be honest, watching like it's a little different because whereas Addams Family is kind of like the family in it, and I guess the center stage would be Morticia and Gomez. Like, it often felt like that the center was in Munsters was Harold or Herman and Grandpa Munster.
Yeah, I think so, because they got into a lot of shenanigans together.
It probably
Didn't
wasn't
they?
meant to be that, but I guess the characters probably just bounced off of each other so well. Because, like, that's what I
Yeah,
noticed about comedy duos. You kind of have to have the big, almost big dumb oaf, and then the shorter, smarter one, but who's also stupid in his own way.
yeah.
I think
It's a bit of that.
well,
Like,
it's like you said, it's juxtaposition over everything else.
like Abbott and Costello, and
Oh yeah, you know what? I wonder if they might have based them off of that, the whole Abbott and Costello bit.
well, yeah. What am I thinking of?
Also,
God,
if you don't know who Abbott and Costello is, you are probably too young to purchase alcohol.
I'm trying to think of who was before them. Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could see that.
like
That's
Abbott
like
and
before
Costello,
them.
like Sonny and Cher. Yeah. I'm just thinking of the Rita and Run theme from Animaniacs.
Oh,
It's
I haven't seen
another
Animaniacs.
fine mess you've gotten us into, Stanley.
I want to rewatch Animaniacs because I feel like there's a lot of jokes in that I didn't get
Oh,
as a
yeah.
kid that now I'd watch and be like, oh my god.
Look for prints. What? No, fingerprints.
That one, yeah,
fingerprints.
that one's great.
Yep. Yakko, tell me the meaning of the word conjugation. But I've never even kissed a girl before. No, it's easy. I'll conjugate with you. Nobody look. Let's begin. Good night, everybody!
It's like I there's this one N and an Eddie joke I think about where it's like he's like I'd swear but standards wouldn't let me, and I didn't get that as a kid, but as I'm older I'm just like, oh, that's funny. That's another show I want to rewatch is Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Or Freakazoid.
Oh, Freakazoid too. Yeah, that'd be a good one.
One thing
I
about
remember
Bro, how come you're not married? Because I like meat too much.
I remember
You know,
the
you
one
can-
episode.
You can't get married and still eat a lot of meat. I didn't know that.
Cosgrove was a great cop because he just show up and he says, "Hey, stop that."
Stop doing that. Stop being stupid.
Hey, Freakazoid, you want to go to get ice cream? Sure do.
This music is very not what I was expecting it to be.
Hey, Freakazoid, you want to go check out the wreck where a semi full of Reese's Pieces flipped over? Boy, would I!
Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to go see that myself and see if I can get some.
That reminds me of like the Simpsons one where like Milhouse comes over and says, "Hey, Bart!" I can't do his voice. Hey, Bart! A truck fell over. It was full of ice cream sandwiches. You want to go loot it with the other kids? He's like, I do.
Do you think if you're like driving a semi full of Reese's Pieces and you die in the accident, you become Decease's Pieces?
Have you seen the Family Guy skit?
Oh yeah, where they get in the car accident. It's like Officer Reese's shows up.
You got peanut butter in my chocolate. You got chocolate in my peanut butter. I'm Officer Reese's. What's going on here?
Yeah. Yeah, back when Family Guy actually was somewhat good to watch.
You know, there's beating a dead horse, and then there's having a horse like between two sheets of cellophane with various hoses going in and out of its body to keep it alive.
They didn't that horse was beat to death so much it's like in a first grader's art project.
Rule
Like,
the good word use.
The glue has been used. That's also how I feel about Star Wars these days, but I don't want to get sad getting into that.
But Crispy, we've never gone over your feelings on Star Wars on this show.
Hold on, let me get my diagram. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's looking like a solid mech.
As opposed to a liquid mech.
Well, that's just the T-1000.
It's made of liquid mechtrogen.
See, now you're just making me think of mech-based estrogen, which
I
I'm
thought
not
about it
sure.
as soon as I said it, and I was
Yeah,
like,
good job.
huh.
Good. Yeah, you've done this, Storm. This is your fault. This is now in my brain. And I guess it
Well,
kind of is that what the female Autobots have? Mextrogen?
Let's
I,
looking
You
like
know, I
12
wouldn't
times
be
ahead for old
surprised.
Storm song.
it's beginning to look a lot like fuck this. Hmm. I kind of want to like add greebly bits to it, but it's just a sketch.
Astragon. I don't think
Astroglide?
Cybertronians really reproduce. Cybertron itself
Actually,
freaks them out.
Andy, I have a rebuttal to that because at one point in the Transformers lore in the comics, they reproduce by budding.
What,
I'm
like snipping a piece of themselves off and
like
like
another Transformer would grow out of them. Like I'm not joking at all. Like look that shit up.
that's one of those lore pieces that like I think gets forgotten, and it's like when it comes up, people just like shut up.
Yeah,
We don't talk about that. That's
yeah.
in one
I
of
mean,
those universes we don't think about anymore.
probably for the best. I mean, nowadays it's definitely more of like they're created by like the spark of Primus, like the Will of our sparks and all that. But
That
back in the
sounds
day,
like the
they
metachlorians of the Transformers universe. Like you know,
I mean,
that was like
it's
tabloid shit.
it's probably a better way to have it in a kids show than like you know a truck getting towed with some 70s porno music over top of it.
Well, remember in G1 they were created by the Quintessons, and the Autobots were basically like the household appliances, and the Decepticons are like the war machines, like jets and
Yeah.
tanks and shit.
Which actually, I was gonna say, like, you actually see them multiple times in the Transformers series, essentially just build new Transformers, which changes
Yes,
later
they
on
do.
when they add the whole spark thing. Then it starts to drift towards the whole like all
I
these
I
spark
don't think
things.
G1 was entirely like continuity
You mean to tell me
oriented.
that it was just to sell toys? No, that doesn't sound possible.
I mean, there was. I think in the first episodes, the Autobots could fly as well, but
No, I know Optimus can land a sick dunk because there's that one G1 bit where
my
he does that.
I watched some of the G1 stuff, and my favorite line is they had like this electric creature that would like feed off electricity and like travel through power lines and shit, and got bigger and shit. And they finally, got it down to a manageable size, and
Oh,
they
that
captured it.
thing.
But at the end of the episode, it got loose again, and Optimus Prime says, "There goes that sinking feeling again." And I lost my shit when he said that, because like here's Optimus Prime,
I
like
do like the idea of Optimus Prime singing Rocket Man now because that just made me think of it. But Storm, does this thing have head machine guns?
You can.
Okay, I'm just thinking of details to add here. So
You mean Vulcans?
yeah, like head mounted Vulcan guns, either for shooting down missiles or dealing with infantry, whatever comes first. Maybe both.
I kind of like the idea of like a universe where their mechs have heads that are not entirely that are actually functionable. They just put them there for like inexperienced fighters to shoot at.
That they're typically where the sensor arrays are. Where
Yeah, but
those
I
sensors
literally
are
mean
stored.
like it serves no function. The head on the robot literally is there so that inexperienced fighters like see the head, like, oh, I'm going to shoot the head, and they shoot it. And even if the head comes off, it doesn't actually do a damn thing. It's like,
That would
Yeah, I
be
see what you're saying.
yeah, that'd be a fun one to add to a certain mech or two, maybe.
I mean, it
At least that's
happens
my
often in
thought.
Gundam. It's like you shoot the head off, you just open up your cockpit, which is a great idea.
I mean, I kind of like. I mean, I'm Sig Zeon, I guess, because I like the mono eye thing, but I like the ones where it's kind of like you've got the head that's like really small and shrunk, and then it's got like the mono eye just like staring at you, like the Gerbera Tetra. That's a good one for that.
It always makes that bow wow 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 sound when it comes on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love me some mono eyes. I kind of wish there was That's one thing about, for the most part in BattleTech, is like you don't have mechs with light up eyes like you do in like Mobile Suit Gundam, because the cockpit's in the head usually. The only time I've ever really seen that was the Atlas and Mech Assault, which, I mean, that was my introduction.
How much of it is theater, you know?
Mm-hmm. There was also the mech boss fight in Mech Assault 2 where it was this giant mech with laser eyes. That's a good point, because I could totally see them just adding stuff to mechs to just outfab their opponents, because I think we need to bring that back as a military doctrine.
Well, remember, Whacker got, for my character's mech, a bunch of truck nuts.
Oh, yeah, the mech nuts that we were trying to put on your characters is like, no, don't go near my mech.
I'm going to keep it on the back of the shield, and then I'm going to take it off and slap another mech with it.
Is that going to be your mech's shining finger?
No, like, it's going to be like the backup weapon, like, just pull off a pair of truck... Imagine you're in a fight, in a serious, like, wartime fight with mechs, and the mech reaches behind the shield and pulls out a giant, like, 8-ton set of truck nuts, silicon truck nuts, and just starts clobbering your mech over the head with them.
I think that would legitimately just leave them dumbstruck. I mean, I think of that one scene from Saving Private Ryan where, like, the one dude, his weapon's out of ammo, so he just, like, whips his helmet at the one guy, and then the guy whips his helmet back.
Boots, boots, boots!
Well, there'd be some precedent in the setting for it, given that there's a scene in one of the books where a mercenary commander beats someone to death with a pineapple.
I also just had a really stupid idea for one where it's like that scene from Saving Private Ryan, but he just takes the mech's head off and throws it at him. Just like, yeet!
Wasn't it in MS-8 where he tore his own arm off and started beating another guy with it?
Oh yeah, 8th MS team, yeah. Side note, I would love to see more of that in like the BattleTech games and stuff, where it's just, you've got mechs with hands, let's have some rock'em sock'em robots.
The one thing I don't like about BattleTech is the way they walk around like Beavis and Butthead sometimes.
Oh, with the hands just sticking out.
Yeah, and I understand
like
why they're doing that.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I mean. I'm with you on that, Andy, where it's like, for the mechs where their arms are guns, obviously that makes sense, but if they've got hands, like Battle Fist and stuff, like, I want to see more mech fisticuffs.
Mighty Battle
Fist. I like the idea of a lance with a Highlander and a Charger in it now, because... Yeah. Oh, Krispy, goddammit. I want to draw a picture of an Urbamech, but okay, the gun arm has like an Atlas arm or something on it.
So there's a lot of masturbation jokes I can make right now. You're talking about like the actual arm off of like an assault
it
mech.
Basically has the arm of like an assault mech on the gun arm.
I know what to do for that. Arm from a Highlander with the Gauss rifle.
It runs around the battlefield and it jumps up and it just grabs other mechs and it just starts crushing their heads or something.
Yeah. It's like, just give them the strong hand.
Yeah, I got the strong hand. The Kerba mech.
See, I'm like trying to think of a stupid mech I would come up with, but I've already come up with the Furbin mech, so I don't know where I can go from there.
I mean, if everybody gets their stupid build of the Urban mech, that's my stupid build. It just has a fucking Atlas's arm on it.
See, all my stupid builds are just like, let's put like ICBM rockets on this Atlas. Like there's that one picture, and I wish I could find it, but it's of an Atlas surfing a rocket, and it's just like the coolest shit. But like, that's the kind of stuff I would do. Or just like, let's add more gun to the mech. It's like, what if we give this Blood Asp 2 Hag 40s?
You know what? I have a catapult, and on each shoulder, instead of like missiles or lasers, is just 2 Urbamechs. Yeah, that's an Urbamech on each shoulder.
Wait, no, I had a different thought. You have a catapult, but it has like 2 rocket fists on it instead of the missile pods. so you can rocket punch people.
Wait, isn't that a bushwhacker or something like that?
Maybe. I haven't used the bushwhacker. I just know that, like I'm talking like Super Sentai, like Rocket Fist. Or we could just do the fucking Big O thing, because why not?
Big O. But Barrett, you don't understand. It only has the one arm. It only has the one Atlas arm. It still has the other arm with like the two like
it
light
has the
lasers.
little laser, and then it's just got like. So it's the Left 4 Dead 2 Charger. So what we need to do is we need to give it mask, and we need to give it like make it runs. Because imagine like an urban mech with an Atlas arm that runs like at 100 kilometers per hour, and it just punches you in the face. I also like the idea of it, like, punching the ground and using that to fly, like the Incredible Hulk.
Imagine it grabbing, like, another mech by the legs and, like, yeah, like the Incredible Hulk just slamming around Puny. I am an assault mech! You are just a light! You! And he gets slammed around. Puny assault mech.
It's like a Dashi or something, just some clanner just yelling about shit and just smashes him around. Just like, yeah, just Puny God.
What you do is you just get like an Atlas. You get like a larger mech to throw the Kerba mech.
You have to toss me!
It grabs onto like someone else's mech and just starts squeezing.
You have to toss me.
The Urba mech is arm barring the Charger. I repeat.
That would be an amazing fight. I just thought of the fucking line from Godzilla, like, let them fight.
Who's a wrestler that had like a little person as his like sidekick?
Paul Bearer and the Undertaker. I don't know.
Or I mean, like actual fight though. Well, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not really versed in wrestling lore.
All right, because I'm just thinking of like, BattleTech Luchador Wrestling.
So, unfortunately, gentlemen, we are running up on the minute.
Oh, that's fine. I did get a good sketch in here, though. So
no, I'm very happy with what I'm seeing. I especially love the drum mag.
Yeah, I figured that would be appropriate because for a mech, because reloading is going to be time-consuming, at least maybe for the size. Yep. So,
and feel free to show the audience what I made there.
Oh yeah, here if you want to send that real quick, or if you have already.
Oh wait, no.
That. Yeah, sorry.
I sent it to Andy. So here's the one.
Oh, did you finish the drawing?
At least the mainstream of it.
Yes. Yes, because okay, there we go.
Hippocampus Hamster says a surprisingly uncursed stream. Huh.
Yeah, I let it be known that I am capable of doing non-cursed streams when it suits me. Also, here's the Black Knight that Storm was working on. I would say it's a really nice looking Black Knight. Like I said, I feel like it's one of the cooler looking mechs in many of the different variations I've seen it. It's the look of it is what drew me to it in the first place. So, but yes, thank you everyone for joining us on this Tuesday for a non-curse stream for a change. Maybe next week we'll be back to our own. Yeah, maybe next week we'll be back to our own curse shit. Maybe we'll
make up for it next stream.
Next week, Krispy will do M-Preg variants of all of our maps.
No. We're not getting into my real-world game.
My mech was impregnated by Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, no.
I shouldn't have said anything.
All right, on that note, goodbye, everybody. Drink your oatmeal.